It's Lynn from Lake Como Yoga. I have a hip opening Vinyasa flow for you today. Really invigorating and fun, so have a great time and I'll see you on your mat. Hi everybody, start in a standing position today and just shake it all out. Okay, not just your wrists and your arms and your feet, but also shake your belly, shake your neck. And imagine that all the stress and worry and anxiety is just flying off the tips of your fingertips and your toes. Breathe. Don't worry about looking silly. I look silly almost all the time. Okay, one more breath. Shake it. And then come into stillness. Feet hips distance apart, knees are soft. And let's reset the cadence of the breath. Deep inhale. And exhale an audible sigh. And again. And close your eyes. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyelids. Relax all the little muscles around your eyes. Relax your jaw. Release any tension you feel in your throat or your neck. Let your shoulders drop down and back away from your ears. And from here, keeping your eyes closed, inhale your arms up above your head, let your hands meet, and then exhale your hands in prayer position to your heart, where we'll set our intention for the class today. We're practicing Bhakti Yoga or devotional yoga. So dedicate your practice to someone you love or to someone who needs your love or your healing. Open your eyes. Inhale your arms up overhead, gazing at the space in between your thumbs. Reach long. Exhale, fold forward. Take a hold of opposite elbows. Soften your knees. Let your head and your neck and your arms be heavy. And gently sway side to side in ragdoll. Opening the backs of the legs. Engage your abdominal muscles, allowing the spaces to grow larger in between your vertebrae. Breathe. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. One more deep breath. And exhale, hands flat on the floor. And straighten your left leg and bend into your right leg. And then straighten your right leg and bend into your left leg, taking your hips back towards the back corner of your mat. And the other side, bend into the right, straightening the left. Breathe, bend into the left and straighten the right. One more time, bending into the right, straightening the left. Working into the muscles on each leg one at a time, other side. And come into a neutral position. Bend your knees and sit your bum down in between your feet, squat position or Vinyasa. Hands in prayer position. This should be comfortable. If you need to put blocks under your heels, go ahead. Or maybe just try to take your feet a little wider. Your feet can be parallel or the toes can be turning out. Lengthen your lower spine, shoulders are rolling down and back. Gently push into your inner thighs with your elbows and breathe. And then exhale, both hands down to the mat, come into tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. We're going to take some cat-cows. So inhale, drop your belly, lift your head and open your shoulders. Exhale, drop your head. Push the mat away, dropping your tailbone, arching your back. Inhale, lift your head, open your heart. Exhale, drop your head, arch your back, push the mat away. Inhale, lifting your head, opening your chest, dropping your belly. Exhale, drop your head, push the mat away, arch your back. And then come into a neutral spine and sit back for our first child's pose of the day. Hands back by your feet, drop your forehead to the mat and let your shoulders melt down. Breathe into your belly, feeling your belly against your thighs. Drop your tailbone down and back. And then inhale, come back up into tabletop. And take circles in a counterclockwise direction over your wrists. Breathe. Your fingers are spread wide, warming up all the muscles on the inside of the wrists. Take it in the opposite direction, clockwise. Breathe. And then come into neutral. Sit back down on your heels for child's pose. This time keeping your fingertips reaching forward. Lift your palms off the mat, fingertips down, forehead to the mat, spider fingers. Crawling your fingers forward. Drop your tailbone down and back. Feel the line of energy between your fingertips and your tailbone. Inhale, come back up into tabletop. This time, gently shift your weight over your fingertips. So your shoulders are coming over your fingertips if it's comfortable for you. Breathe. And come into a neutral position again. This time, open your knees as wide as your mat, keeping your feet together, and then sink your bum down to your heels and we'll come into wide-legged child pose. Sinking your torso in between your legs. Drop your forehead to the mat. Arms are reaching forehead. Just let your belly sink in between your legs. Breathe. One more breath here. Inhale, coming back up into tabletop. Bring your knees back, hips distance apart. And this time, turn your fingertips to the outside. And then gently sway side to side, opening up the insides of the wrists. If you've been working at a computer today, this feels really nice. It's also waking up all the little muscles on the underside of the fingers and the palms. Breathe. And then take your fingers back to the front side, tuck your toes under, walk your hands maybe like 1 foot step forward, and then tuck your toes under and lift your hips. First downward facing dog of the day, walk your dog. Bending into one knee and then the other. Really swing your hips. This should just feel really good. Okay, do whatever feels good for you here. You can drop both of your heels to one side and then the other. You can lift both of your heels and bend deep into your knees, but spread your fingers wide, okay? Keep your fingers spread really wide here. Last breath. Looking forward. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot forward, and hands on your knees. Slowly round all the way up. Letting your head be the last thing to arrive. Inhaling your arms up overhead, reach long. Exhale, hands down at your sides, Tadasana. Lift your toes off the mat and spread them wide. And then plant them back down, feeling the grounding. Lift up from your knees, engaging your quads, and engage your Mula Bandha. Wrap your core around to the center towards your belly button, and then lift up from your pelvic floor. Shoulders are down and back, chin is in a neutral position. And inhale your arms up above your head, looking at the space in between your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, bending your knees as much as you need to get your hands flat on the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening your spine. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot back, plank. Find the integrity of your plank here. Push the mat away. Fingers are spread wide. Engage all the muscles along the backside of your body, along the backs of your legs. Engage your glutes, and then engage your core. You got it. Okay, and now shift your weight forward, and knees down or no, your choice. Slowly lower down, scraping your elbows to your ribs, and then inhale, opening your chest, coming into up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift your hips, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide. Heels are reaching towards the mat. Tailbone is lifting. Breathe. Triceps are rotating outward, making space in between your shoulders. Your eyes are open, looking towards your belly button. And breathe for 5. Look forward and step your right foot forward in between your hands. Step your left foot forward. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, come up to standing, lifting your arms above your head. Exhale, fold down. Hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your left foot back, step your right foot back. Shift your weight forward and slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, open your heart. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Fingers are spread wide. Your weight is primarily between your thumb and your second finger to protect your wrists. Okay, there's no need to have straight legs here. The most important thing is feeling the length in your back. As you probably remember from the adjustments in class, like when I put the strap around your waist and I'm standing behind you, it's more important to feel that length in your spine. So bend your knees if you need to, if that feels better for you. Last breath here, looking forward, and step or jump in between your hands. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, looking at the space in between your thumbs. Exhale, fold down, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or jump back into plank. Shift your weight forward, knees down or no, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe for 1. Breathe for 2. Turning your triceps towards the outside. Remember that sensation of twisting open 2 jars in opposite directions to get that opening in between your shoulders. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Inhale, looking forward. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or jump forward in between your hands. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, come up to standing, reaching long. Exhale, sink your bum down, Utkatasana or chair pose. Your weight is in your heels. Gently tuck your tailbone under to get that length in your lower back. Gazing at your fingertips and breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale, fold in, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat and step or jump back into plank. Shift your weight forward. Slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, open your heart, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest, drop your right foot in between your hands, flatten your back foot. Inhale, come up, warrior 1, gazing at your fingertips. Engage your Mula Bandha. Breathe for 2. Breathe for 3. Check yourself. Front knee is at 90 degrees. Hips are pointing forward. Exhale, hands down on either side of your foot. Step your feet back together. Inhale, lift your left foot up to the ceiling, 3-legged dog on the other side. Exhale, knee to chest. Drop your left foot in between your hands. Flatten your right foot. Inhale, warrior 1. Gazing at the space in between your thumbs. Front knee is at 90 degrees. Breathe. These poses aren't static. You're constantly kind of evaluating where you're at. Your weight is on the outside of your back foot. Feeling that great stretch in between your quads. Last breath. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your feet back together. Breathe for 1. Breathe for 2. Spread your fingers wide. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Inhale, looking forward, lift your heels, step or jump in between your hands. Exhale, fold in, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up to standing, reaching your arms above your head. Exhale, sit down into chair pose again. This time, step your feet hips distance apart, wide-legged chair pose. Gently tip your tailbone under to create that length in your lower back. You can also take your hands hips distance apart, gazing at your thumbs. You can always look forward if this hurts your neck. And breathe. It's the most important part. Breathe for 5. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat again. Step or jump back into your plank. Shift your weight forward, knees down or no, lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest. Drop your right foot in between your hands. Flatten your back foot and windmill your arms up into warrior 2. Gaze at right middle finger. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and breathe. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale, drop your left hand onto your left thigh, reaching right arm up to the ceiling for reverse warrior. And breathe. If you want to take it deeper, you can wrap your left arm around, trying to reach your right thigh, and gently bend it back into a back bend. Breathe for 5. Inhale. Reopen into warrior 2. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Exhale. And then inhale, open your chest, dropping your hands. And exhale, fold forward, letting your head and your shoulder drop on the inside of your right thigh. Arms are falling forward. Head is dropping closer to the mat. Breathe. You're doing it all here. Breathing, balance, strength, and flexibility. You got it going on. And inhale. Coming back up, opening arms back into warrior two. Straighten your front leg, reaching forward and dropping right hand onto right shin. Left arm comes up into a vertical line. You can take your right hand off of your right shin to go a little deeper, Trikonasana. Engage your left glute and breathe, making your body as flat as a vertical pancake. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Inhale, using your breath to lift you back up into warrior 2. Exhale, drop your right elbow onto your right thigh and reach your left arm forward over your head for extended side angle, gazing at your fingers on your left hand if it's comfortable. If you want to take it deeper, drop your right hand down onto the mat. And again, it's that feeling of, just like Trikonasana, opening up the side body and making your body as flat as you can vertically. Exhale, both hands down onto the mat. Rotate your back foot and drop your left knee down onto the mat. Untuck your back toes and shift your weight back on Vinyasa. Gently tuck your tailbone under to protect your lower back, and then shift your weight forward, hands to heart. Or you can take your arms up overhead and shift your weight forward. If you want to take it deeper, working not only just into the hip flexor, but also into the psoas muscle, you can gently take a back bend. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee and come up into high lunge. Hands to heart or hands on your hip. Drop your left knee down for 1. Hovering it to the floor and engaging back up. Drop for 2. Challenging your balance, challenging your strength. Drop for 3. Breathe, drop for 4. You can also have your arms up overhead. Drop for 5. And hold, really engaging at the top. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your feet back together. And breathe, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest. Drop your left foot in between your hands. Flatten your right foot and windmill your arms up into warrior 2 on the other side. Gaze at your left middle finger. Drop your shoulders away from the ears. Reach your fingertips in opposite directions. And breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Your weight is in the outside of your back foot. Breathe for 5. And exhale, right hand to right thigh. Left arm is reaching up for a reverse warrior. Just like the other side, you can bind with your right hand and you can gently arch back into a back bend if you want to take it a little deeper. The most important thing is that you breathe. The rest of this is just shapes that we're making with the body. Breathe for 5. Exhale, release the arms back into warrior 2. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind you. Inhale, open your chest, drop your hands. Exhale, dropping forward, let your head and your shoulders fall on the inside of your left leg. If you need to, you can rest on that left knee Let your head drop closer to the mat with every exhale. Hands are gently falling forward over the head, over the front of the head. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Inhale, using your breath to lift you back up into warrior 2. Straighten your left leg, reaching forward, Trikonasana. Left hand to left shin, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Gaze at your right fingers, engage your right glute. You can let your left hand hover. It feels right for you. Imagine that your body is pressed between 2 delicate pieces of rice paper. And you're trying to make yourself as flat as you can, and breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Inhale, using your breath to lift you back to warrior 2. Exhale, left elbow onto left knee, reaching right fingertips over your head and forward. Again, you can take your left hand all the way down to the mat if that's what suits you. Your weight is on the outside of your right foot, and you feel that line of energy from your fingertips all the way down to your right outside of your foot. Breathe for 5. Exhale. Drop both hands down to the mat. Drop your right knee, untuck your right toes, and Vinyasa on the other side. Gently shift your weight back, tuck your tailbone under, and then come forward with your lower back protected. Hands to heart or hands up overhead. You always have the option to take it deeper if you like. Arching back into a gentle back bend. Opening the hip flexor and the psoas muscle that comes all the way up into your torso. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale. Hands down to the mat. Tuck your right toes under and lift up into high lunge. Come up with hands to heart or hands to your waist. More advanced, hands overhead. And drop the right knee down to the mat. Engage back up and down and up. Breathe. Exhale down. Inhale up. 4, 5. Really engage here at the top. And exhale. Both hands down to the mat. Step your feet back together. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Lift your heels. Look forward. Step or jump in between your hands. Exhale. Fold in. Inhale. Coming all the way up. Looking at the space in between your thumbs. Exhale. Sink your bum down for Utkatasana chair pose. Gently tuck your tailbone under. Inhale and exhale. Twist to the right, hooking your right elbow over, left elbow over your right knee, and looking up over your right shoulder. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Inhale all the way up. Reaching long, lengthening the spine. Exhale to the other side. Sitting into Utkatasana. Right elbow hooked over left knee. Look over your left shoulder. Gently pushing into your left knee to deepen the stretch. And the twist. Inhale, coming back to center. Reaching long. Exhale. Fold in. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step or jump back into Chaturanga. Knees down or no, shift your weight forward. Slowly lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right foot up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest. And then drop your right foot on the outside of your right hand. Lizard lunge. Okay, here you have choices. You can either stay just like this, or you can come a little deeper down onto your forearms. And breathe. Making sure that your foot is parallel to the mat. You can also gently press into your right thigh, opening your right foot to get a deeper inner thigh stretch. And breathe. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. And then place both hands back onto the mat. And then heel toe your right foot all the way over to the left side of your mat. And then drop your right shin down. Drop your left knee down. Untuck your toes. And crawl your toes back, coming into Pigeon Pose or Runner's Lunge. Come down onto your elbows. And you can stay here, or you can make a pillow with your forearms and sink into the stretch a little bit deeper. Relax your forehead. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. They have nothing to do with this. And then take your attention to your hips. Are they level? And then imagine that you can breathe into your hips, and as you exhale, release all of the tension and let them melt a little closer to the floor. Breathe. And inhale, coming back up onto your palms. Tuck your left toes under and lift your hips, coming back into downward facing dog. Walk your dog to bring the circulation back into that right leg. Breathe. Notice if the right leg feels different from the left leg. And then stop and inhale your left leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest, and drop your left foot on the outside of your left hand, lizard lunge. You can stay up here or take it down onto your forearms like you did on the other side. You also have the choice to gently press into your left inner thigh, opening up the inner thigh on the left side a little bit more. This is such a great stretch. They say that we hold a lot of our emotion in the hips. So this focus on the hips is fantastic for releasing any pain or sorrow you have, even joy. Breathe, and then take your hands back down to the mat. And heel toe your left foot all the way over to the right side and drop your left shin down. Untuck your right toes, wiggling your right leg back. Check yourself and make sure that your foot is in line with your leg. And then from here, you can sink down onto your elbows or make a pillow with your hands or your forearms for your head. Make your hips level. They should be like headlights, equidistant from the floor. And relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Take your attention to your hips. Breathe into your hips. And as you exhale, release any tightness that you have there. And let your hips melt deeper, closer to the floor. Relax your shoulders again. The more relaxed we are, the more the body opens. Flexibility is increased when the body is relaxed and chill. So release any muscle tension you have anywhere else in the body. Relax your forehead. Breathe. to mat. Tuck your right toes under. Lift your hips downward, facing dog. Walk your dog again. Bring the circulation back into that left leg. Breathe. Fingers are spread wide. And then look forward and gently tiptoe your feet all the way to your hands and come into sitting. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands underneath your thighs and lift your shins parallel to the mat, Navasana. You can hold on right here, lengthening your lower back, or you can take your hands off. Shoulders away from the ears and breathe. Okay, if you want to play around with this a little bit, if you can maintain that line of your spine, you can also begin to straighten the legs. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Maybe your legs are shaking. This is good. Breathe for 5. Exhale, feet down to the mat. Take a hold of the backs of your thighs and round your back. Feeling the stretch. And then inhale, coming back up into sitting. Both hands underneath your shoulders. Feet hips distance apart. 2 variations here. We're going to do reverse tabletop. If you would like to do the more advanced reverse plank, you can straighten your legs. Either way. Lift your bum, engage your glutes, engage the whole back side of your body, and make the front of your body as flat as a table. So you can hold a tea party on it and breathe. Feeling the opening in your shoulders. You can let your head drop down if this feels good for you. If not, no problem. Keep it lifted like I'm doing. Breathe for 4. Strengthening all the muscles in the back side of the body. This is so awesome. I love this. Breathe and exhale. Dropping your bum down. Taking a hold of the backs of the thighs again and round all the way down. Knees to chest. Take a hold of the knees and make circles with your knees in a clockwise direction. This is a little massage for the lower back. Breathe and notice how as the lower back touches the mat, and all of those points you're bringing circulation there and releasing the muscles. Take the circles around in the other direction and breathe. Stop in the middle and lift your feet, keeping your knees bent. Take a hold of the outside of your feet for happy baby. Let your knees drop towards your armpits. Your shoulders are relaxed. You can gently sway side to side. This is also a great opener and relaxer for the lower back. Breathe and smile. You did great today. So strong. And release your feet, bringing your knees back to your belly. Lengthen your left leg and give your right knee a squeeze. This is a stretch all on its own. Take a hold of the right knee with your left hand and gently bring the left knee over. Bring the right knee over to the left side. Open your right arm out to the right. Gaze at your fingertips. Breathe. As you exhale, release any tension you feel in your lower back. Relax your shoulders down to the mat. Inhale, coming back to center. Give your right knee another squeeze and change legs, bringing the left knee up to the belly. Give it a hug. Using the right hand, take the left knee over to the right side and open your left hand out to the left side, gazing at your left hand, making this a spinal twist that goes all the way from your cervical spine down to your lumbar spine. As you inhale, notice that your knee gently lifts, and as you exhale, it falls a little deeper towards the floor. Relax your shoulders and breathe. Inhale, bringing your left knee back to center. Give it another squeeze, bringing the knee to the armpit. Remember, this is a stretch all on its own. And then bring both knees to the chest. And lift your legs up to the ceiling, dropping your femur bones into the pelvic socket. Point your toes up to the ceiling, the legs are engaged. This is our inversion today. Reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Noticing how we're changing the blood flow in the body. Really drop the femur bones into the pelvic bone. And you'll see that this is not just your legs floating in the air, but you're also getting some abdominal engagement, as well as changing the blood flow in the body, bringing all that blood to your heart. And then exhale, bend your knees, bringing them into your chest. And squeeze yourself into a ball. Wrap your arms around your legs and squeeze everything. Squeeze your toes, squeeze your belly, squeeze your legs, squeeze your eyes, squeeze your jaw. Squeeze, 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 squeeze tight. And exhale, release. Shavasana. Let your legs be floppy on the floor. Palms up to the ceiling, shoulders down away from your ears. Close your eyes. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue and your mouth. Relax your eyelids. Relax all the little muscles around your eyes. Soften your throat and your neck. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your arms and your elbows and your wrists are relaxed. Your hands and your fingers are relaxed. Your chest and your belly and your back are relaxed. Your hips and your glutes are relaxed. Your quads and your hamstrings are relaxed. Your knees and your shins and your calves are relaxed. Your ankles and your feet and your toes are relaxed. Your whole body is relaxed and heavy and melting into your mat. If any thoughts come into your head, let them pass by like clouds. And bring your attention into the air, coming in through your nose and back out through your nose. To help hold your attention here, give it a color. This air coming in and out of your nose. Just breathe. Breathe into your belly and let your belly fill up with air, like little children do. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Make circles with your wrists and your ankles in one direction and then the other. And then reach your arms up overhead and stretch long, like you're just waking up in the morning, from your fingertips all the way down to your toes. And then slowly roll over onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow, bringing your knees closer to your chest. Take a deep breath here in the fetal position, coming back into your body. And then exhale, putting both hands down on the mat, gently lifting yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Inhale, your arms up overhead, reaching long. Gaze at the space in between your thumbs. Exhale, hands down to heart. We'll take a big inhale together and exhale a happy, healthy Om. Followed by Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Wishing peace to all of us, peace to our friends and family, and peace to all the world. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for sharing the class with me today. Miss you.